Okay, YouTubers. Okay, we're gonna go on with that book I told you. No? Agronomist Matteo Tavera, a farmer and naturalist, was a pioneering figure in the French and European organic agriculture movement in the 1960s. During those years, he wrote a long, thought-provoking series of letters putting forward a visionary hypothesis based on many years of personal research and observations. He wrote that all biological life, including humans, requires continued contact with natural electricity, which governs us all, for natural maintenance of health, and that no biological life can exist in full health without such connection. The letters, combined in book form, were published in France in 1969 under the title of La Mission Sacrée, the Sacred Mission. Mr. Tavera's brilliant insights anticipated the kind of revelations that would emerge years later through earthing research. In 2008, Clint Ober was contacted by George Verdon, a retired businessman who had heard about earthing and wanted to share the Tavera's essay. Mr. Verdon, a French speaker, had been introduced to Mr. Tavera's in the 1970s through a French consulate official and was asked to translate the French book into English. Work on the translation came to a stop shortly afterward. However, with the death of Mr. Tavera in an automobile accident, it was completed in later years when Mr. Verdon retired. The Earthing Institute is grateful to Mr. Verdon for his kind permission to reproduce his copyright translation on our website. Mr. Verdon can be contacted at I don't know if I'm authorized to read that. Maybe I'll write to him and I'll ask him. Maybe I'll write to him and I'll ask him before I publish it. That's what I'll do. Yeah, I'll contact him. I have his email. So la préface. To my dear friends of nature and to people seeking happiness, I write to you today as Matteo Tavera. I wish to be brief and non-invasive as I offer you my work, the fruit of numerous years of reflection and observations. It took a long time to study and discuss my observations with nature and to reach this hypothesis. Suddenly one day a great enlightenment happened to me in full clarity. Having discovered this truth, I cannot detach it from my spirit, since nature, in its total beauty, is more gorgeous to me now than I finally understand it. Nature no longer teases me about its constant work, its rights and obligation engendered within. Now that I understand it, nature reveals itself totally, and the intrigue becomes challenging. The intrigue becomes challenging. La mission sacrée, the sacred mission. La mission sacrée, the sacred mission, is the hypothesis on which I found my law. I present it to you, my dear friend of nature, today for your pleasure, for your health, for the earth and all of its fruits. In addition, on this day, as I converse with nature, if you are disposed to take on the relay, I am then certain that many mysteries will also appear before you, just as luminous in total clarity as which occurred to me. This work is destined to a certain category of persons who love nature and show interest in the problems of life. As well, it includes those who think that not all is going so well on this earth. Certainly not as it should. Who has not echoed the cry of alarm started by illustrious American biologist Raquel Carson in her resounding book, Silent Spring? This work carries the introduction of scientist Jean Rostand, stating, "A strong voice calls us to give our help to nature, slowly being assassinated by man." And Roger Hayne wrote the preface as director of Musée National le Musée National d'Histoire Naturelle, and president of the Académie des Sciences. At that exact time, Gunther Schwab in Germany was shooting the same prize in his book, Dance with the Devil. The French version of this serious work was recognized in La Presse in France and Europe. Many serious magazines around the world also showed their great interest and concern in sickness of civilization. And they are not tired of the excess use of chemical products in the domain of agriculture, industry, and food preparation. Besides the number of interested lay people ever increasing, including doctors and agronomists who have great concerns, many associations are denouncing these dangers. Many others grouping together, such as farmers which wish to exercise their profession outside of the facilities offered by chemical products. In the same chain of thought, everyone knows that the food businesses, supposedly called dietetic or weight-losing regimes, have an increasing success when they attach themselves more and more to the idea of securing or buying foods prepared without artifice, without adulteration, accepting the help of nature only. None of this is a mastery. It becomes more and more popular. My works aim in this subject. It was always been the object of many studies in the La Presse as well as in diverse writings. I am pleased to say there that the certitude of the progression of evil, physical and moral decrepitude, towards which we tend, does not come strictly from the causes mentioned. It comes from the non-observance of the law of which I speak at the beginning of this introduction. Awareness of this law is already a step able to help turn events. I will try to reach you more with my letters following. I have destined them for you.